Hey everyone, I'm here today with a video about this really interesting book challenge that's about to start called the 30-Day Reading Challenge. This challenge is the slightly insane brainchild of Rakita from Nerd in Translation, links down below, and the general gist of it is that starting on June 17th and running all the way through to July 16th, you aim to read one book per day to make for a kick-ass month of reading. This has sort of been extended, so you can aim to read a certain number of pages each day rather than an entire book, so you could read a 600-page book and not have it only count for one day. This is just perfect timing for this challenge for me. I missed the Bout of Books readathon because it was right in the middle of that horrible end of semester for me. I started the Wicked Wildfire readathon, but then I made the genius move of leaving my glasses in a friend's car, so I couldn't read it all for like 4 out of the 7 days of the readathon, so that was kind of a bust. But this challenge fits neatly right in the middle of my uni break, so all things going well, I should be able to have a pretty good crack at it. While I have quite a few shorter books that I'd like to read, I don't have 30 that I'd like to read this month, so instead of setting that book goal, I'm actually going to set a page goal of at least, fingers crossed, 150 pages per day. Over the 30 days, that rounds out to 4,500 pages, which sounds completely insane when you consider the fact that so far this year I've only read 6,500 pages, but I guess it's not called a challenge for nothing. It will be a challenge. I've picked out 26 possible books that I think will help me reach my goal, but this might change quite a lot once I actually get started. I have to make way more time for reading than I usually do. So I'm just going to run through the 26 titles that I've picked out for this challenge. Most of them are children's fiction, but there's also a couple of adult fiction, and there's some plays as well. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This one's actually 300 pages, but I'm already 30 pages in, so I have 270 pages to go. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick, which is 214 pages. My French Whore by Jane Wilder, which is 178 pages, and yes, it is that Jane Wilder. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead by Tom Stoppard, which is 118. The Chrysalids by John Wyndham, which is 200. A Year Down the Drain by Mark McLean, which is 138. The Diamond as Big as the Ritz and Other Stories by F. Scott Fitzgerald, which is 238. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, which is 129. The Boy in Striped Pyjamas by John Boyd, which is 223. The Phantom Tollbooth by Norton Juster, which is 255. Mary Poppins by P.L. Travers, which is 172. And then I've got a handful of Roald Dahl books. So I've got James the Giant Peach, which is 146. Boy, which is 192. George's Marvelous Medicine, which is 88 pages. And Charlie the Chocolate Factory, which is 155. Seven Little Australians by Ethel Turner, which is 208. Raise High the Roof Beam Carpenters and Seymour in Introduction by J.D. Salinger, which is 157. The Apple Cart by Bernard Shaw, which is 119. The Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx and Frederick Engels, which is 70 pages. And this graphic novel adaptation of Jack London's Call of the Wild, which is 148 pages. So those are all books from my to-be-read pile that I'm hoping to knock out for this challenge, and I've got a couple of rereads that I want to get through as well. I've got Birthday Letters by Ted Hughes, which is a book of poetry and is 197 pages. Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, which is 144 pages. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling, which is 233 pages. I've lost count of how many times I've read this, but it's been at least 3 or 4 years since I have, so I thought it was time to give it a reread. And last of all, I want to reread this middle grade trilogy by Elizabeth Honey. That includes the first book of this bind-up, which is 45 and 47 Stella Street and Everything That Happened, which is 174 pages. Fiddleback, which is also 174. And the third book, Cauldron Bay, which is 291 pages. So all those books together add up to 4,628 pages, if my maths is right, which it's probably not, but anyway, that seems like an utterly insane number of pages, and to look at these piles of books here is really daunting, but I guess that's what a challenge is all about. I am prepared to totally fail at this, and I'm acknowledging that, you know, it's pretty likely that's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of work to get through one book every single day, but I'm hopeful that I can at least get close to that target. My goal is to read 150 pages in a day, but even if I read 100 pages or even if I read 50 pages, that is a huge step up from what I'm reading at the moment, and for me that would be an overwhelming success. I've been feeling that I need to find new ways to introduce reading into my daily routine other than on the train or when the internet goes down, and I feel like this challenge could be a really good jumping off point. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do weekly updates for this challenge, because I think if I wait until the end of July, which is when I was going to do my next wrap up, it might end up being several hours long. So if you want to challenge yourself to read more over the next 30 days, I will link Rakita's video down below. She's got all the info as well as links to a bunch of other lovely booktubers who are also participating in the challenge. And you can follow along on Twitter with the hashtag 30dayread. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time, hopefully in a week with the update of the 7 books that I've read this week. I can be optimistic, right? Thanks guys. Bye.